Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another Genshin Impact reaction video. We're going to be checking out the Genshin Impact version 5.2 drip marketing that officially went live this morning. It is several hours later. I went to bed super late last night. I woke up super late today. I've stayed off of social media, so I have no idea what to expect. But before I get any further, I definitely want to give a big thank you and a big shout out to everyone that roasted Anthony in the comments of the last drip marketing for 5.1 with the Verjona typo there. It seems like he's kind of committed to the bit now, so this might actually be a thing. I'm not entirely sure because it's here again. And bro definitely saw all of y'all's feedback in the last video. I appreciate all of you guys who kind of like gave into the little bit and were very playful and nice about it. So first and foremost, thank you guys all so much. But more importantly, 5.2 drip marketing for Genshin is officially here. This is very exciting stuff. Tomorrow, actually, at the time of recording, tomorrow version 5.1 drops with Shalonen's release, Act 3 and 4 of the Natlan Archon quest, and all of the extended lore that we're going to learn about regarding Mavuika's plan to save Natlan, Capitano's counter plan that might have something to do with maybe confronting her or stopping her plan or going with his plan. There's so many cool things to look forward to and expect for Natlan's content, and the characters first and foremost. Another big thing too is that 5.2 is an interesting shift because we've never skipped a patch for an Archon quest. 5.2, we are not getting an Archon quest Act 5. Act 5 is actually going to jump to 5.3. So if you didn't know that, now you do. And 5.2 is also interesting because this is also the patch that Genshin Impact is coming to the Xbox platform. So this is going to be a patch where a bunch of new players are going to be playing Genshin Impact potentially for the first time. And me and my community have been saying this ever since the 5.0 live stream. Fingers crossed that somehow, some way, we're gonna get a Mondstadt-focused event with Dragonspine and Albedo and Durin and Wanderer after the events of 4.8 Simulanka. I almost feel like it's recommended that we do that, given the fact that they set all of that Mondstadt stuff up with Durin's resurrection, and like we haven't gotten an Albedo event in Dragonspine in a couple of years. 2.3 was the last time we got that with Shadows Amid Snowstorms. So I'm really hopeful and eager. Maybe I'm coping, but I'm also hoping that that's the case. And then we also have character potential because we're not getting a new Archon quest. I'm wondering if we're still going to get like a region expansion for Natlan, maybe to kind of flush out the tribes. We still have the Collective of Plenty, which is Eonsan's tribe, the Flower Feather clan, which is Chasca's tribe, and maybe even the Masters of the Nightwind. I know the Masters of the Nightwind is going to be featured in 5.1, but because there's no region expansion in 5.1, I don't think we're actually going to go there yet. So maybe we'll end up getting that as well. So if I had to guess, first off, I think it's baffling that 5.1 only gave us one new character with Shalonen. I think they're going to be doing Chiori this patch too as a rerun. So I'm expecting rerun characters. If we're going to Mondstadt and Dragonspine in 5.2, I'm expecting like an Albedo Klee rerun since they're the Mondstadt focused characters and they have like a lot of interconnection together when it comes to content like that. But for new characters, I know Ororon's going to be featured in 5.1 as like he's going to be in the Archon quest. Chasca's going to be in the Archon quest, and Sitlali's going to be in the Archon quest. So if I had to guess, it would probably be any combination of those three characters, if not all three of those characters. I'm expecting Ororon is the 4-star with Chasca and Sitlali as the 5-star. So I don't know if this is going to be a 2 5-star, 1 4-star with rerun banners for Mondstadt if we get a Mondstadt event. I know we're also getting Nahita's birthday in 5.1's patch. So we're probably going to get a bunch of like Sumeru reruns in the second half of 5.1. But that's basically where I'm at right now in regards to that. This also, big shout out to Anthony. I love the location spot he chose in the Night Kingdom with the Celestial Nail in the center, all of the ancient totems around the area. This is really, really dope. But yeah, those are all of kind of like my thoughts and expectations going into this. If I had to guess, I would say Chasca, Ororon, and Sitlali if we're getting 2 5-star to 1 4-star. But with it being 5.2, I'm not entirely sure. I'm expecting 5.3 is going to be Mavuika and Eonsan. But then again, they did hold off like Chlorand and Sejuine until like almost the last couple of patches of Fontaine, so I'm not entirely sure. But with all of that said, very eager to check it out regardless. But overall, thank you guys all so much for the support. Thank you guys for checking out videos like these and being eager to kind of hear my thoughts and theories and speculations on them. I don't know if I'm going to pull for any other characters. I might go for Sitlali. I really just have to see how she plays in her kit and how like varied she's going to be, but I'm still kind of committed to Mavuika and Eonsan. I am skipping Shalonen, so it really depends on how these characters play moving forward. I know that Chasca is a bow user. I think Sitlali might be a cryo catalyst, maybe potentially, if I had to guess, but we'll have to see. Anyways, the Genshin Impact Verjona 5.2 drip marketing. Let us begin. Oh, Anthony, you did not do that. Damn, Anthony literally caught me lacking, bro. He was like, nah, I got you. Oh, wow. He literally debated me. Oh, my God. That is so funny. He dropped the A. But now, Anthony, here's your new problem. I'm still offended because now there's this massive gap. You started it, but you didn't finish it. You should have properly fixed the spacing because now I'm going to get you for improper spacing, my guy. Chat, you got to get him. Comment section, get on him for this improper spacing because I can't stand for this. All right? This is strike 2, Anthony. One more strike. I might have to look for a new person. I'm just saying. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, I like that though. Good. A shout out to you, Ant. That was really funny. All right, let us begin. Who do we got? Oh, Chasca. Oh, shit. Okay. The Flower Feather Clan. Good stuff. Shout out to Anthony and Vanta Hex as well for their little chibi arts on the side here. Really appreciate that. We have Chasca, Skyborn Arbiter, an Animo bow user. Venti would be proud. Am I right? All right. Very exciting. So we do know about her involvement so far as of right now in the Archon quest. She is kind of the mediator, the middle ground between all of the tribes, which is really interesting. She was also taken in to the Flower Feather Clan from a young age, so obviously she has a very mysterious past as well. But all right, we have a lot to get through. That second passage there is kind of wild, so let's see what we got here. We have come to a full and thorough understanding of the folly and recklessness of our recent actions and agreed to set aside our differences and move forward as one. This statement has been drafted entirely of our own free will with no objections whatsoever. Additionally, we would like to thank the Peacemaker for her outstanding contributions with respect to facilitating this reconciliation. A heartfelt joint statement of reconciliation made by a pair of chiefs after an intertribal conflict. It almost sounds like this was drafted up with like a gun pointed to their heads. It's like, we understand we did a bad thing, but we have now decided to put aside our differences. It's just Chasca with a bow pointed at them. That's so funny. I love how it says also heartfelt in quotes. It's like, yeah, we got to ham this up to let people know that we're squashing the beef. Otherwise, you're going to have to deal with Chasca and her potential reckless aggression. So we have Chasca, Skyborn Arbiter, Peacemaker of the Talalacan. I think that's how you say that, with an Animo vision. Nice, nice, nice. Not bad. Okay, let's see this deeper passage about her. There's no hope for a child. You know I can't accept that either, but please, just give up. This was the first conflict that Chasca experienced in her life. Just what's wrong with this kid? Was she raised by the Kukusaur or something? No wonder she's so wild. Okay, yeah. So clearly her first conflict was being interacted with by regular people that obviously realized that she was raised in the wild. So she probably didn't really get so she was probably misunderstood as well. This was one of the countless conflicts that Chasca faced after returning to the Flower Feather Clan. Though her childhood memories were already blurry, Chasca still remembers the emotion stirring beneath those words: disappointment, pain, bitterness, and frustration. People were caught in a web of emotions, forever tangled in conflict. Natlin, they're in an infinite samsara loop of conflict, I swear to God. But conflict can eventually be resolved. All it takes is a turning point. Kra? A Kukusaur soaring high in the sky just so happens to catch sight of the helpless child crying piteously for food down below. At least give me a heads up next time. A young girl, after practically having searched the length and breadth of the mountain, puffed with anger after finding her runaway sister. Perhaps many conflicts aren't as deep-rooted or as difficult to transcend as people imagine. Gear-packed and bullets-loaded, Chasca, who is now a fully fledged peacemaker, stepped through the door to embrace the morning breeze. This time, it's my turn to resolve some conflict. Lowering the brim of her hat, she smiled to herself. Aw. Yeah, there's always gonna be conflict, and eventually there's gotta be someone who knows about conflict and how to resolve it. And so Chasca has definitely gone through the ringer in her youth to understand that as an adult, we have ways to squash the beef instantly. We can do it the easy way, we can do it the peaceful and amicable way, or we can do it the rough and rowdy hard way. So yeah, very nice information about her. I think this gives us kind of a little bit more of an understanding of like how we already knew about her. Obviously, she had a rough upbringing, and I'm wondering what her tribal quest is going to be like. I'm assuming she is the ancient name bearer for the Flower Feather Clan regarded in the Archon quest. Obviously, nothing is confirmed, but given the fact that Mualani, Kinich, and Shilonen are the chosen characters for their respective tribes, and they're the 5-star units, and the playable units. I almost feel like it's going to be the case for Chasca. Eon-san is also chosen, and they might switch it up, and it might be Ororon over Sitlali. I feel like that might be a little bit of a misdirection, especially since they gave Kachina a lot of the initial spotlight during Act 1 of the Archon Quest. And I know Hoyoverse has also kind of done this with Honkai Star Rail with characters like Misha, Gallagher, and Tingyun, where the 4 stars are kind of like at the front and center of content. So maybe they're considering to do that with Ororon if he is in fact a 4-star. No offense, he does look like a 4-star in quality compared to these other characters, these other units. So yeah, only time will tell. But if she is the chosen character of the Flower Feather clan, I'm very interested to learn more about what her lore might entail for the Tribal Chronicle quest that we get for her by the time Act 3 comes out, like how that's going to be focused. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. So Chasca confirmed. Unfortunately, I will see how she plays, though. I can't really say for certain if I'm going to skip. I'm intending to skip without knowing how she plays, but we'll have to wait and see. But all right, so is that all? Oh no, there's another one. Masters of the Nightwind. Yo, Ororon, let's go. All right, so we have Ororon, Shadow of the Nightwind, Shrouded Bat of Mictlan. So I think Mictlan is the name of the tribe outside of like Masters of the Nightwind, also known as Mictlan. So each of the tribes has like a name like that. Nice, not bad. I know a lot of people are like shitting on his design for what they featured and like teased of his design during the 5.1 special program. I think he looks kind of cool. He's kind of giving like a bat vibe. I think that might actually be the Saurian of the Masters of the Nightwind. It kind of looks like a bat for what's posted on like the banner of the Masters of the Nightwind in the speaker's chambers. I wonder how he's gonna play also, because if he's a Master of the Nightwind and Sitlali's a Master of the Nightwind, I wonder how their like skills and movesets are going to reflect the Saurians as well. But okay, if he is a 4-star unit, I might have a chance of sniping him if I can like get a 4-star without getting a 5-star. I think I'm like 20 or 30 pulls in, so I'd be willing to drop maybe like 20 pulls, try to see if I get him. But he might be a skip based on the fact that I don't want to get a 5-star by the time he comes out. So this might just be kind of like a luck of the draw situation. All right, let's check him out. Not even the most intransigent of patients can come close to matching his stubbornness. Once he's made up his mind, it's almost impossible to change it. I worry not about him though. He has his own way of thinking, and I'm sure he'll manage just fine, no matter what this crazy world throws at him. Casually muttered by Aoife as he jotted down a medical report. So we did get name drops of Aoife in the Scions of the Canopy. They mentioned that he's a medical doctor. So very excited that they name dropped Aoife. I don't know if they said, I think he's from the Flower Feather clan as well, if I'm not mistaken. So Aoife, potential name drop for a future character. Very excited to learn more about them. Also, Ororon's involvement in the Archon quest allied with Il Capitano is another factor that I'm interested in wondering, like why he's deciding to help the captain, if the captain told him of his plans, if he kind of aligns that that's a better outcome for Natlan as a whole, because the Masters of the Nightwind, I believe, is the tribe that has the deepest like connection to the Wyob, because they're the masters of the Night Kingdom. I think that's been established in the game as far as now. So maybe he has some insight into like Capitano's plan involving the Night Kingdom, and that actually might be beneficial as opposed to what Mavuika's plan might be. So very interested to learn about his involvement in the Archon quest from Capitano's perspective as well. He's also the one that kind of pulled Capitano out of that fight in Act 2 against Mavuika, which was another part of the plan, or not part of Capitano's plan, but it was a part of Ororon's plan at the very least. So clearly he knows what he's doing. I think he also has 2 different colored eyes. Is that true? One eye looks green, the other one looks kind of reddish pink almost. We have Ororon, Shadow of the Nightwind, Shrouded Bat of Mictlan. Oh, and he's Electro. Oh shit. Okay. I don't know what weapon he uses. I don't know if they showed that in the live stream. I was having internet issues at that time, so I didn't really get a good look at Sitlali or Ororon when they teased that in the live stream special program. So I might have to just wait. I might just wait at this point for them to actually be in the game to know for sure, which we'll see them when 5.2 drops tomorrow. All right, and additionally, we have here, one scorchingly hot afternoon, a young man closed his front door behind him, then turned to say goodbye to the seedling in his yard. Good afternoon, just heading out for a bit. Hope you guys grow a bit greener by the time I'm back. You've got this. He turned with a friend not long after, offering a kindly heads up as they walked past the large tree by the entrance. Big Pinecone's route have gotten a bit out of hand lately, so be careful not to trip. Natlin is a weird and wonderful land, and the good doctor, oh my god, Aoife again, and the good Dr. Aoife, having grown up here, was no stranger to Ororon's odd way of speaking. He remembers that long ago, an alpaca named Little Pinecone had bumped into that same tree, which might explain why Ororon refers to it as Big Pinecone. Oh, that's cute. Even if it's not a pinecone, thought Aoife, though he wouldn't inquire further. A weird and wonderful land indeed. It is a nation that embraces all living beings, whether their paths in life have been smooth or not so smooth. All things have their cause, giving rise to their effects, and in the end, serving their purpose. The flawed, the sly, the stubborn, all shall burn, flowing together as brilliant, vibrant soul fire. Oh my god, I don't like that last bit there. The victors will burn bright while the losers must turn to ash. During Act 2 of the Archon quest, when Mavwika burned all of her like possessions in her office that were shared from like heroes of the past to save the traveler and everybody that were trapped in the Night Kingdom, she had to like burn all of those memories, and all of those memories served like a limited amount of contending fire. She used that power, freed them from the Night Realm. I can't help but wonder what this is going to mean for the playable characters or even the people of Natlin, based on the fact that the Reignition trailer, when she mentions like the winner will take all, it shows all of the characters. It pans to all of the characters in fire and burning. So I don't know if like the sacrifices of the people might be what it takes to save Natlin. I don't know if she's going to sacrifice the pyronosis, which will then be like the collected memories of all of the previous Archons, and thus the strongest source of power to stop the the Night Kingdom, or to stop the Abyss or whatever. But if she destroys her Gnosis, that could potentially wake the Heavenly Principles, like what Nihida was trying to bluff with Dotori back in Sumeru. So there's so many varied theories that are going through my mind right now. My brain is literally going a mile a minute in terms of like figuring out like what this could possibly mean for things moving forward. And mentioning that all shall burn, flowing together as brilliant, vibrant soul fire, implies that the souls of the people of Natlin will be destroyed, and their souls will merge together and create like a unified power source of some sort. I don't know if the people of Natlin are all gonna die. I don't know if they're gonna die and Mavwika's death will cause like a phoenix down resurrection for the whole nation, given the fact that she was supposed to be, you know, she's defied death for the last 500 years. Her death is seemingly pivotal for clearing that debt cost to whatever cost of saving Natlin is. But yeah, very, very, very eager, very intrigued. I think, okay, so I think these are the only two characters. So we have Chasca and Ororon for 5.2. Fingers crossed that we're getting some Mondstadt rerun characters for a Dragon Spine focused event with the Wanderer, Albedo, Durin, Sasbedo too, right? You know, the Subject 1 and 2 plotline. I'm really eager to see how that plays into how that might come into play, because again, Shadows Amid Snowstorms gave us huge lore on one of Albedo's other siblings. So that could be another plot as well, where Durin, Albedo, and Subject 1 are going to all be involved in this Grandmaster plan. But yeah, overall, very eager, very excited to see these characters. I think I am gonna skip Chasca. I'm gonna stay committed to the Pyro Archon at the very least for now. I know these characters are gonna rerun, but again, I'm still committed to the Pyro Archon and Eon San at the very least. Those two are definitely my most eager and my most anticipated of characters to pull for. Ororon might be a potential pull if I can snipe him as a 4-star without getting the 5-star, but I think I'm already at like 20 or 30 pity, so I'm willing to drop maybe 20 pulls on the banner if it means that I don't get a 5-star, if my luck is that lucky for me to not get what if it's that lucky for me to not get a 5-star that soon. But we'll have to wait and see. Overall though, I'd love to know what you guys think. Are any of you guys pulling for either of these characters, Chasca or Ororon? Is this a saving patch? Do you guys think we're gonna get Mondstadt and Dragon Spine with Albedo in 5.2? Very eager to see how Genshin does on the Xbox platform. It's been about 4 years and now the game's coming to Xbox, so this is naturally going to bring in a whole slew of new people into the community. So very eager to see how that plays out. I don't know if any people that are going to be on Xbox are going to bother pull. If I were them, I would pull for a Mondstadt character because you start off in Mondstadt, so I think having Mondstadt characters is the most beneficial thing to do for people starting Genshin for the first time, as opposed to like blitzing just to get to Natlan. I don't think that's very wise to do personally. Just because it's like you're skipping like 70% of the game just to get to where everybody else is. But I feel like it's more so about the journey than the destination, especially since we're all going to be waiting for Snezhnaya next year anyway. But yeah, that's everything. Those are all of my thoughts. Very eager. They also teased a lot of Aoife, so I'm wondering how Aoife's going to shake things up moving forward. But with all that said, I really hope you guys enjoyed my thoughts. I hope you guys enjoyed my discussions and reactions to all of these. Let me know if you guys are pulling for these characters, what you guys think of either of them in the comment section down below. And yeah, I will see you guys all in the next one. Take care.